Welcome back to Allan Plays Dragon Age Inquisition. We are running around Skyld, just returned to Skyld after Emerald Graves. We have the area mostly cleared out. I think... Do you have somebody to talk to here?
Stone Mad Inquisitor.
Do you have insight into the stories these tiles are supposed to depict?
Tell you what, you
don't think I've
write a good
finished off. Let me see the collections here. I think one it's like, yeah, yeah, only the hinterlands. Ugh, ugh. Ooh, all across Thetis. That's gonna be the starting area. Oh, one more in the graves, eh? I'm gonna go and put money on where that dragon is. Oh, I remember seeing an ocularum and I didn't actually go to it, I don't think. Crap. Alright, well anyways. I've always forget to check out the silly garden. I'm curious, how much does this actually increase it by? Inventory. Oops, crafting materials. So I have 7 and 4 of those. How much should that give me? Oops. It only gave me 1, eh?
Your worship,
What is your evaluation of our supplies?
we are well supplied, and I foresee only better to come.
Is that the war room quest? Okay, yeah, I don't care about you. Yeah, I got Cullen to go and talk to. I'm gonna swing by Cass too, 'cause I did some of her quests. Which she'll actually I probably have Varric to talk to as well, because I took out some of those red lyrium veins.
Something you wanted to talk about?
I want to know more about Red...
I'll tell you what I can.
I've seen it infect people like a disease and turn them to lyrium. How can it do that?
That's a good question. To tell the truth, we don't really know what that shit can do to a person. And I don't want to find out.
What could the Templars want with it?
In Kirkwall, just having the lyrium idol made Knight Commander Meredith impossibly strong. Before it turned her into a lyrium statue, anyway. Maybe they thought the power was worth it, or maybe they didn't know the consequences.
I think that's enough on Red Lyrium.
Yeah, not really my favorite subject. My friend.
Just friends.
Goodbye.
But yeah, curious if how we're doing with Cass, because I got a good chunk of approval for doing her quest.
Greetings.
Do you have any advice for me?
Watch the treasury carefully, with that Sarah present.
You think she's here to rob us?
Possibly not, but I would hardly put it past her.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of
So nothing there yet.
Maker, I hope it's not me.
Nothing?
Inquisitor.
What's been going on?
Madame de Fer said hello to me. Or maybe she was waving at someone else and I just thought she was. Yeah, that's probably what happened.
I should go.
The smugglers we interrogated gave up the Red Templar's main source of red lyrium, Inquisitor. It's located in the Dales, near a town called Sarnia. Destroying the mine there will cripple Samson's operations.
Excellent work, Commander. I'll investigate the mine.
Destroying the Red Templar's source of lyrium will be a loss Samson won't soon forget.
Where's that one, I wonder? Are we back into here? Just curious. Don't think so. But yeah, I'm gonna go over, talk to Liliana, talk to Dorian. What's up?
Here we are again. I do.
Greetings again, Inquisitor. Most are pleased with the Allan.
Inquisitor. What is your adequate? Based on a Yes.
Ding, that leveled me up. Ooh, wow, that's some good influence from there. I had a lot. Damage bonus against some demons. More against demons. Don't want to be a necromancer, unfortunately. I should maybe... There's not any clues on what I need to do for that, is there?
At your service, my lady.
Anything I should know?
I've agents stationed by the ruins of Haven, should Corypheus or his lackeys return. So far nothing, and the breach has been quiet for some time. That is something at least.
I'll leave you to your work.
Word. Alright. Let's head back. I think I'm going to actually do a proper quest mission now, because I haven't actually done one for a while. I've been gallivanting doing all these side quests, so... I did get a level up. I will give myself a barrier now. So it will be useful, especially as a backup in case we shoot through our barriers. If I do have a mage with me, but it means I won't always feel the need to bring one with me. Bam! And also, that's the one I want. That one will be good too, but this one will be fantastic for making sure I don't pull aggro too easily. Oops, that's not the war room. Josephine's gonna still be chugging along on her quest, but I will have mine. Ah, I'm drunk. What am I doing? Why did I go back there? I have no good reason for that. Alright, peeps, what's happening? You're still chugging away, right? 17 more hours to go, wow. Alright. Investigate the Exalted Plains is for later. Find the
I have
Warden.
not asked in a while. How goes the hunt for Samson?
We're close. I know it.
If I can help you any further.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Dorian's request, eh? Hmm. There we go.
All right.
Reclaiming the Mage Rebellion, eh?
We cannot neglect our soldiers' training.
Can we neglect roads? Our allies cannot take the same route through the mountains we did.
Let's see what we have.
For this one, I definitely have to bring Cassandra, and I definitely have to bring Varric. Because both of those... I'll bring Dorian as well. But, Dragon Age 2 is all about Cassandra interrogating Varric for Hawks, so... A little nug.
Good to see you safe, Inquisitor. But we've got trouble ahead.
Are the Red Templars here?
There's a few up in the hills, but for once, they're not our biggest problem.
What is?
Crestwood was the site of a flood 10 years ago during the Blight. It's not the only rift in the area, but after it appeared, corpses started walking out of the lake. You'll have to fight through them to get to the cave where Sir Hawke's Grey Warden friend is hiding.
Have any undead attacked the camp?
We've had a few shamblers, but most head toward the village below. Maybe someone in Crestwood can tell you how to get to the rift in the lake. Maker knows they'll want help. Good luck, and please be safe.
This might interest you, sir.
There must be a way to get to the rift in the lake.
You mean aside from wearing all your armor and wading in?
Maybe the locals will lend us a boat.
This little route was one of our common test areas, actually. So I'm reasonably familiar with the road on this map. But once I venture off the road, it's a little more unique for me.
Thank you for your aid, Inquisitor.
Will you stay to fight the undead here?
My orders forbid it. Crestwood was only a detour. If the Inquisition can help, I beg you to do what you can. The villagers have already lost too many.
What are you doing in Crestwood?
A warden named Stroud is wanted for questioning. We heard he'd passed through here, but the villagers knew nothing. They have troubles enough.
What have you been told about this rogue warden?
Warden Commander Clarell ordered his capture. I can say no more than that. I hope Sir Stroud comes with us peacefully. I trained under him for a time. He's a good man, I'm sure of that.
Farewell.
Farewell.
Whoa! What do we got going on over here?
Mentioned a new leader. I don't think they're part of Griffith's plot to seize the order.
They didn't strike me as excellent actors, no.
I hope Hawk's warden friend has answers for us. Undead by the gates.
The guards need help.
Thanks for your help, but I fear we haven't seen the end of these creatures.
How many did we lose?
Crestwood used to be. The amount of people we lost back during the blight. Not surprised.
To visit, friend. The dead are walking tonight.
You have a place to stay tonight?
Why doesn't Judith live in the village while this is going on? Make her, if something happens.
Are you looking for someone named Judith?
Oh, was I speaking out loud? Judith lives outside the village. I asked her to hide here when the undead came, but she wouldn't hear it.
Why wouldn't she hide where it's safer?
Likes her space, she says. I told Judith my house was big enough. Me and the boy could sleep in the barn if she wanted room. She turned me down.
Good day to you.
Auntie.
It's awfully forthcoming.
Harvest would be poor. It's not safe to work the fields.
I'll come out when it's safe. Who is that anyway?
It's just the Inquisitor. You may have heard of me. Oh, he's way over there.
May I could use your assistance.
We haven't had visitors since the trouble started.
Inquisitor. Mayor Dedrick of Crestwood Village. At your service, despite everything. Are you here to stop the undead?
We will, right? I mean, these people are terrified.
The undead are appearing because of a rift in the Fade. How can I get to it?
The light in the lake. It's coming from the caves below Old Crestwood. Darkspawn flooded it 10 years ago during the Blight. Wiped out the village, killing the refugees we took in.
I saw a dam. If we use it to drain the lake, I can get to that Fade rift.
Drain the... There must be some other way.
We are trying to help. The Inquisitor is the only one who can close the rifts.
You'd have to evict the bandits in the old fort to use the dam. I can't ask you to risk your life.
Trust me, I've fought worse than bandits and the undead.
Then I have no choice. This key unlocks the gate to the dam controls past the fort. The rift must be in the caves under Old Crestwood. But, Inquisitor, I would not linger there.
Tell me about your village.
It's seen happier days. We farm what we can, trade with the merchants who travel the King's Road. We only want peace, your worship. It's all we've ever wanted.
What can you tell me about the bandits camped in the fort?
The highwaymen, thugs and thieves. They make a living raiding caravans on the King's Road. When the dead rose from the lake, the bandits killed the old gamekeeper and the fort and took it for themselves. We could have saved people if we'd been able to hide there instead of in our homes.
I'm surprised a town as small as Crestwood outlasted the Blight.
It was a close thing. The Darkspawn followed a band of refugees running from the Blight. Some of the refugees were... they were very ill. But we took them in. They perished when the Darkspawn flooded Old Crestwood.
How did Darkspawn manage that?
They found the dam's controls, wrecked them. All I remember is the refugees and villagers screaming as they drowned. And now, they return to us.
Until later.
Of course.
Inquisitor. I am Sister Vaughn. Does the mayor finally plan to drain the lake? I must find someone to retrieve the remains of those lost there.
Have I interrupted a funeral service?
We lost many friends in the first attack. There will be endless time to mourn. The fear is how many more will be added to the pyre.
You want to exhume the corpses at the bottom of the lake?
They were the Maker's children. Their earthly bodies deserve better than abandonment in a mire. A funeral service will help put living minds at ease.
Your devotion does you credit, sister.
Seeker Pentacast. Forgive me. I did not expect to see the right hand of the Divine in our humble village.
Be at ease. We have too much to do to stand on rank.
Yes, Seeker. As you say.
What did you mean by finally drain the lake?
The undead returned only after the light in the lake appeared. If we want to stop them, we must investigate. But the mayor sent no one at all. I fear he thinks that emptying the waters would unleash even more monsters on us.
Until later.
Farewell.
No one is to approach the dragon again.
We haven't had visitors since the trouble started.
Level 11 rift, this was easy peasy.
Sense that Liliana did the recruiting when the Inquisition started. Not everyone can be intimidated into signing up after all.
I recruited Commander Cullen.
Lucky him.
He's made no complaints about my manners.
His last boss was a raving lunatic who turned into a statue. It's not a high bar.
Varric, got her some slack, dude. Oh, come on. Boo. Sometimes the lighting throws me off. I think it's text. Forgot that I do that now.
Andraste guide you.
That was somewhat anticlimactic. wonder if this is the one that comes out the other side where I was near that rift.
Unnatural things walk in the night. It's the Maker punishing a sinful world. That's what I say. You just move along. We don't need any trouble.
Okie doke.
There's the keep the mayor talked about, and the bandits.
The walls look sturdy. Taking it wouldn't be easy. Quite a maze of caves. There was a turn back here I missed.
Interesting. Oh god, the Truffalo. These things were, well, a much higher level than I normally have ever been here in the past, but like Brontos or anything else, they always found ways to loop themselves into my fights, and it was always very, very unpleasant. They were pretty tough. Smacking down pride demons that come out of them. The level 11 arcane horrors are certainly a walk in the park. I bet even level 11 Gruffalo are walks in the park. She still is surprisingly tough.
We could make camp here.
And we will. A 100. More influence.
Inquisitor.
Is there a place to go walking? Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe over here, but I'm probably going crazy. Oh, aha!
This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
You may want... This might interest you, sir.
What is it?
This may... Inquisitor, have something for you. Could prove.
Locate longbow materials, eh? That's an interesting one. It actually has a... It's Fade Rift. Oh, so close to there.
Should be inside.
It's just us. I brought the Inquisitor.
My name is Stroud, and I'm at your service, Inquisitor.
I'll take all the help I can get. I know the Wardens have troubles of their own. I wonder, though, might those troubles have anything to do with Corypheus?
I fear it is so. When my friend Hawk slew Corypheus, Weishaupt was happy to put the matter to rest. But an archdemon can survive wounds that seem fatal, and I feared Corypheus might possess the same power. My investigation uncovered clues, but no proof. Then, not long after, every warden in Orlais began to hear the calling.
I recall that being a bad thing, but I don't recall you telling me about all this.
It was a Grey Warden matter. I was bound by an oath of secrecy.
You think Corypheus is using this calling to control the Grey Wardens?
Not precisely, Your Worship. The calling warns a Grey Warden that his time in this world grows short.
And every Grey Warden in Orlais is hearing that right now. They think they're dying.
Yes. Likely because of Corypheus. If the Wardens fall, who will stand against the next Blight? It is our greatest fear.
And then they do something desperate. Which is, of course, what Corypheus wants.
Is the calling they're hearing real, or is Corypheus mimicking it somehow?
I know not. Even as a senior Warden, I had heard only the vaguest whispers of Corypheus. The Wardens believe that this calling is real, and they will act accordingly. That is all we know for certain.
You said all the Wardens are hearing the calling. Does that include you?
Sadly, yes. It lurks like a wolf in the shadows around a campfire. The creature that makes this music has never known the love of the maker, but at times, I almost understand it. We must uncover what Corypheus has done and end it. This cannot stand.
How can Corypheus make all these wardens hear the calling?
I cannot say. We know little about him, save that he is dangerous. He is a Magister, as well as a Darkspawn, and speaks with the voice of the Blight. That lets him affect the minds of wardens, since we are tied to the Blight ourselves. It must be how he created this false calling.
We need the warden's help. This is the worst possible time for such a lunacy.
We are the only ones who can slay archdemons. Without us, the next Blight will consume the world. Warden Commander Clarel spoke of a blood magic ritual to prevent future Blights before we all perished. When I protested the plan as madness, my own comrades turned on me. Grey Wardens are gathering here, in the western approach. It is an ancient Tevinter ritual tower. Meet me there, and we will find answers. We should get to the ritual tower in the western approach as soon as possible.
Clarel's the warden commander, right? What's she like?
She was a good warden. Once. Among those King Kalen reached out to before the Blight. She always resented missing the chance to help. When the calling came, Clarel stopped listening to the rest of us. Only magic could solve this problem, she said.
Do you think Corypheus is using the calling to control her?
It's hard to say. I have heard the whispers of the calling myself, but it's only noise, no words. Certainly no commands. Either way, the guilt is hers. She's Warden Commander. She should bow to no one's word, but Weishaupt's.
What's it like, being a warden? I can't even imagine.
It's been a long time since I was anything else. It becomes your life. Searching out Darkspawn, killing them, ensuring no one ever knows how close they are.
Corypheus was in a warden prison, right? So you must know something about him.
I know little, and that much only because of my relative seniority. Most wardens have never heard of him. When I suggested Corypheus might have something to do with the calling, the warden mages turned on me. I trained some of those wardens myself. If I knew any more of Corypheus, I would share it, your worship.
We'll talk later.
Is Hawk following me? Can I leverage Hawk for the rest of this area? Looks like I might be able to. Now where to? Let's go do this one. Check up on Judith. Oh, looks like Hawk's... well, whatever, probably... thematically makes sense for him to not go much farther than there.
bad time to come knocking. Between the corpses and the wyvern, nothing here is safe.
A wyvern?
What I wouldn't give to get my hands on that animal.
There's a wyvern causing trouble.
It used to hunt in the mountains. Didn't bother anyone but the bandits. Lately, the beast got it in his head to come down here. It almost crippled Gauld's little boy. Best someone kill it. I hope I get my hands on the liver. It makes a poison that kills rats like nothing.
If you're Judith, there's a man in the village concerned about you.
That must be Gauld, fretful as ever. I'm glad he stayed in Crestwood. He's fast as you please with a loom, but terrible with a sword.
Do you farm out there?
The name's Judith. I farm and I mend things for the village and people passing through. I did a fair trade with traveling merchants before the undead started attacking. And those bandits. Not to mention that dragon.
Seriously, why does anyone live out here?
You know, the fishing's grand.
What do you know about the dragon?
She moved in a month ago. The guards tried to run her off, but she snapped one's head off and she flew away. Poor Hamold. At least it was quick. Since then, she's eaten 3 horses, 5 goats, and 2 cats.
Cats?
Until later.
Be safe.
That is too far. Not cats. Ooh, this one looks fun. There's a solo one up top. And... What did I know? Oh, and the one right below it is also, so... I'll just close that off right away, although it actually doesn't make that much difference. This one actually looks pretty straightforward. Go here, divide and conquer. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh! I made a mistake! The first one. Go way down here, there, then to there, then to there. Here, here, here. Silenced. There's something on the radar up ahead. That's just the south road, so that wouldn't take me anywhere. I am curious what's down here. Black Bull. That's nothing, the dying and pain sounds the wolves used to make used to be like almost blood-curdling shrieks. It sounded very realistic and almost in an unsettling sort of way. I remember a couple of our sound designers were on a Twitch stream joking about that. I was hoping for more Hawk Cassandra drama, but alas, it wasn't to be. Kill the cave wyvern. Where is that? Way up there. Dragons. Gotta be maybe a road or something up there then. Didn't seem like there's anything obvious anyways. There's a Fade Rift down here though, so I will grab that guy. That's a huge slab of obsidian. I'll make a quick cut here.